This video is meant to be a resource for anyone wishing to learn more about the culture of Guatemala. The name Guatemala, meaning land of forest or the place of many trees, was derived from one of the Mayan dialects spoken by the indigenous people at the time of the Spanish conquest in 1523. The national culture was also influenced by the arrival of other Europeans, especially Germans, in the second half of the 19th century, as well as by the more recent movement of thousands of Guatemalans to and from the United States. There has been increased immigration from China, Japan, Korea, and the Middle East, although those groups, while increasingly visible, have not contributed to the national culture, nor have many of them adopted it as their own. Guatemala covers an area of 42,042 square miles and is bounded on the west and north by Mexico, on the east by Belize, the Caribbean Sea, Honduras, and El Salvador, and on the south by the Pacific Ocean. Within Central America, the citizens of each country are affectionately known by a nickname of which they are proud, but which is sometimes disparagingly used by others, much like the term Yankee. The term Chapin or Chapines, the original origin of which is unknown, denotes anyone from Guatemala. When traveling outside of Guatemala, all of its citizens define themselves as Guatemalans or Chapines. Guatemala has approximately 13 million inhabitants. The western and northwestern highlands have the highest population density, while the lowlands of the Petén department are only sparsely populated. Just over 60% of Guatemala's population are of mixed Amerindian Spanish descent. The remaining 40% belong to one of the 23 Mayan ethnic groups, making Guatemala one of the countries with the largest indigenous populations in Latin America. Middle and upper-class Ladino children in Guatemala, especially in urban areas, are not expected to do any work until they're teenagers or beyond. They may attend a private preschool, sometimes as early as 18 months, but formal education begins at age 7. Higher education is respected as a means of rising socially and economically. Children are educated to the highest level of which they are capable, depending on the finances of the family. There are only 6 grades for the public school, and the school year runs from October to January. The National University, San Carlos, has until recently had free tuition and is still the least expensive. As a result, it is overcrowded, but graduates many students who would not otherwise be able to attain an education. There are 6 other private universities, several with branches in secondary cities. They grant undergraduate and advanced degrees in the arts, humanities, and sciences, as well as medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, law, engineering, and architecture. Postgraduate work is often pursued abroad by the better and more affluent students, especially in the United States, Spain, Mexico, and some other Latin American countries. Spanish is the national language and is spoken by most of the local population. However, in the remote highlands, it is not uncommon to find indigenous people speaking their ancient Mayan dialect as their primary language. In fact, some know very little, if any, Spanish. Corn made into tortillas or tamales, black beans, rice, and wheat in the form of bread or pasta are staples eaten by nearly all Guatemalans. Depending on their degree of affluence, people also consume chicken, pork, and beef, and those living near bodies of water also eat fish and shellfish. With improvements in refrigeration and transport, seafood is becoming increasingly popular in Guatemala City. The country has been known for vegetables and fruits, including avocados, radishes, potatoes, sweet potatoes, squash, carrots, beets, onions, and tomatoes. Lettuce, snow peas, green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, artichokes, and turnips are grown for export and are also available in local markets. They are eaten more by Ladinos than by Indians. Breakfasts for wealthier folks may be large, including fruit, cereal, eggs, bread, and coffee. The poor, however, may drink only atole, a thin gruel made with any one of several thickeners, oatmeal, cornstarch, cornmeal, or even ground fresh corn. Others may only have coffee with sweetbread. All drinks are heavily sweetened with refined or brown sugar. The evening meal is always lighter than the one at noon. Although there are no food taboos, many people believe that specific foods are classified as hot or cold by nature, and they may be temporary prohibitions on eating them depending upon age, the condition of one's body, the time of day, or other factors. Roman Catholicism, which was introduced by the Spanish and modified by Maya interpretations and syncretism, was almost universal in Guatemala until the early part of the 20th century, when Protestantism began to make significant headway among both Ladinos and Maya. Today it has been estimated that perhaps 40% or more adhere to a Protestant church or sect, ranging from established churches with international membership to small local groups celebrating their own set of beliefs under the leadership of lay pastors. Marriages are sometimes arranged in Maya communities, although most couples choose each other and often elope. Memberships in private clubs and attendance at private schools provides a way for middle-class and upper-class young people to meet prospective mates. Parents may disapprove of a selection, but their children are likely able to persuade them. Marriages are celebrated in a civil ceremony that may be followed by a religious rite. Monogamy is the rule, although many men have a mistress as well as a wife. Among the poorer classes, both Mayan and Latino, unions are free and ties are brittle. Many children do not know nor are they recognized by their fathers. Formal divorces are more common than people believe, despite the disapproval of the Catholic Church. Until recently, a divorced woman did not have the right to retain her husband's surname, but she may sue for a share of his properties to support herself or her minor children. Among Ladino urban women, greetings and farewells call for handshakes, arm or shoulder patting, embraces, and even cheek kissing, almost from first acquaintance. Men embrace and cheek kiss women friends of the family, and embrace but do not kiss each other. Children are taught to kiss all adult relatives and close acquaintances of their parents hello and goodbye. I've enjoyed working on this project concerning Guatemalan culture. I'm currently working with 2 families from Guatemala, and they are 2 of the most generous, gracious, and beautiful groups of people that I've ever met. They appreciate the efforts put forth on behalf of their child, and they recognize a responsibility that they have to encourage their children in the right directions. It's important for me to remember as their maestra that adapting to new society takes time, sometimes even generations. As I enter a new school year, I want to do so with patience, creativity, and a passion to encounter new people and cultures more responsibly. I've enjoyed immensely working on this project and feel that it has given me much great love and appreciation for the culture, people, and traditions of Guatemala. It is definitely a place that I would love to visit and continue to learn more about in the years to come.